following game and other 2012 Chatham Cougar games are now available for purchase on Blu-ray and DVD. Relive every touchdown, great play, and hard hit in stunning high definition, with high-quality detail not available in the original broadcast. Don't miss a single detail with this high-definition offer. And now available for purchase, player highlight DVDs. Perfect for college or university applications. Working directly with you from our 2011 and 2012 archives, along with your footage you wish to use. With a professionally printed and rendered disc, this makes a great highlight for any application. Visit us and check out our online store at jvmediaproductions.com for further information. Enjoy the game.
And we welcome you to the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex on TV Cogeco for a beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's Chatham-Kent Cougars football. Mike Renier back for another season. My good buddy Ryan Paxton joining me in the broadcast booth. Ryan, thanks for being here. And Bantams are in here today, defending champs. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. We're underway on the opening kickoff. It will be Chatham-Kent football, and a nice little return as they bring it close to midfield. So some good field position to kick off this football game. Champions last year, this Bantam squad, and they look to carry the momentum in this season opener. So a lot of uplifting thoughts here. Ball at the 53-yard line of Cougars territory. And once again under center, Kelton Evans, big receiver, Jake Anderson off to his left. Quarterback back to drop it off. The pass is complete to his receiver off the left-hand side. He gets across one tackle and off to that far sideline past the 35-yard line. That is a beautiful pickup there for the Cougars. And I believe that was Schuen who brought that one on. Tanner Schuen, a big completion right off the hop here. So good start for the Cougars. Around the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for Chatham-Kent. Forest City Thunderbirds. The opponent, season opener for the 2012 campaign. Kelton Evans ready for the snap once again on 1st and 10. He gets it, fakes the handoff, goes in the air and towards the end zone. No green and white jerseys in the area, so that was almost picked off. Kind of lucky there with that pass.
Yes, it was, Mike.
I didn't see anybody doing it.
13:45 to go. This opening quarter, still a scoreless game. 2nd and 10 now for the Cougars. Still a lot of returnees from the championship team from a year ago. A lot is expected from quarterback Kelton Evans and the offense of this Cougars squad. In the shotgun formation on 2nd and 10, kind of a high snap, but still brought down by the quarterback. Short dump pass off to the left. He eludes one tackle into a whole bunch of folks, and now he's still on his feet as he gets close to the 20-yard line.
Just like a pinball, Mike.
Gets up to the 16-yard line. That is a great gain. Once again, it was going to be a 1st and 10. Seemed to be a whole bunch of swarming white and gold jerseys on that one, Ryan, but somehow he stayed on his feet and got great yardage.
Yes, he did.
1st and 10, 16-yard line, 12:50 to go in this opening quarter. Still scoreless. season opener for the Bantams. The Chatham-Kent Cougars trying to defend their championship from last season. Kelton Evans again elects to hand it off right up the middle. And that should be about half the distance to another first down or so. Schuen on the carry. He does some double duty on this squad, some offense, some defense, so he's a very versatile player.
Yeah, when you're not looking at this, yeah. Usually I listen, I can get the bank for anything.
Cool. Mike, is that Doxeter?
Dogstater.
I got 2 weeks in the uniform washing.
Second down and 5. Cougars on the doorstep trying to break this tie. Scoreless early on in this football game, rather. Dump off to the left-hand side and pretty quickly wrapped up by the defense for the Forest City Thunderbirds. Caldwell on the reception. Jermaine Caldwell, number 4 for the Cougars. Third down coming up, about 4 to go off that minimal pickup on second down. Big play here for the Cougars, looking to get first and goal. Or better yet, if they can strike gold early on. Now going right towards the end zone was the quarterback, and that was out of the reach for a Roundtree. Kelton Evans pass pretty much passed everybody, so now it's going to be a try for 3 points. Thoughts on the opening drive, Ryan? Not too bad here.
Yeah, it's a good start for the Cougars. I think that Kelton Evans is going to have his hands full with number 60, Sage Doxeter. Kid comes in at 6'4", 313.
Size really is incredible for the Forest City Thunderbirds. Now a timeout is taken. I believe this one taken by the Cougars. Fourth down, 4 to go. You would suspect at least they're going for the field goal try. Stranger things have happened in this game of football here. 11:04 to go in this opening quarter.
Not a bad time to try a fake or good field position.
You think they're going to try and do that early on in this football game just to kind of set the tone maybe?
Mike, I'm going to call a fake here.
All right. We'll see how Mr. Paxton's predicting skills are here.
I got a 50-50 chance, right?
I like those odds.
Now Kelton Evans coming back into the huddle. I think they're going for it.
So maybe not so much a fake, but a
They're going to go
straight on try for it here. Fourth down, 4 to go. The ball is on the 9-yard line of the Forest City Thunderbirds. So they're trying for at least a first down here. Back to pass, so off to the side. It is a reception, and it is in for the touchdown. He did get across the line. A big gamble for the Chatham-Kent Cougars, and that gamble paid off. So I'm going to give that to you. You correctly predicted that one, Ryan Paxton, and it
Thanks,
paid
Mike.
off big for the Cougars. Great opening drive, huh?
Very good, very good. Look good. Nice 2-step drop there and throw to the left side.
Going for the point after 6-0 Cougars. Very good start to this football game, and exactly what they wanted to do. Set the tone early on against this very sizable Forest City football squad. Dorser's trying to get it to 7-0. Kick is up. And it is through. 7-0 Cougars over the Forest City Thunderbirds. And as we look up and down the rosters here, Ryan, we're certainly noticing a bit of a discrepancy here, certainly with the size. A lot of big fellas on this Forest City Thunderbirds squad. So that's something the Cougars are trying to kind of overcome here. But, you know, off that opening possession, looks pretty good so far.
It does, Mike. Size doesn't matter, really, as long as you got speed, right? Speed kills.
And the Cougars seem to have a pretty good amount of that going in. If that first drive was any indication.
They move the ball well, Mike.
Hopefully it's going to be a good afternoon here for the Cougars and trying to defend that championship. The Bantam squad from a year ago. Cougars up 7-0 on Forest City. They will kick it away now.
I tested that out, and I knew that.
Ball placed at the 45. Beautiful, sunny, very hot afternoon here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Back for the kick, not the greatest kick in the world, and now kind of a fumble near the 50-yard line, as that one was...
Mike, do you think that was a planned play, kind of an onside kick?
Kind of maybe a squib kick a little bit, and it almost worked, but Forest City does recover it off that little bit of a fumble, and they will have it at midfield, but that could very well have been planned as the Cougars haven't really been playing by the book early on as they went for that 4th down and 4 to go. It paid off for them, so maybe they're trying to gamble once again.
Maybe they're trusting in their defense with this field position.
52-yard line for the Thunderbirds. Very close to midfield as they take over for the 1st down, and now it's going to be
Penalty flag on the play.
an offside one way or the other off to the running play. Number 32 past midfield. That is Chase McGee, number 32. Running back for the Thunderbirds. We'll see who jumped first.
I'm going to say it was Forest City, number 78, Jake Kais.
Offside against Forest City.
You're 2 for 2 for this predicting stuff here, Ryan. Very good.
I better cut it down right there.
You're batting 1,000. You can only go down from here.
That's very true.
So they'll redo 1st down, 1st and 15 now coming up for the London squad. All signs pointing to the Cougars here so far early on in this game. A lot of positives to take away from this first 5 minutes of football. And hopefully with the football being backed up 5 more yards, they can apply more pressure on the defense and maybe stuff the Thunderbirds in their opening possession. Once again, they elect to keep it on the ground off to the right-hand side, and not a whole lot of yardage picked up on 1st and 15.
4, bring up 2nd and 11.
Ball placed at around the 51-yard line. Forest City, pickup of 3, maybe 4. Big stand here for the defense for Chatham-Kent. Second down, 11 to go. Once again, they will keep it on the ground and running right into a wall of green and white. Running back for the Forest City Thunderbirds, getting, if lucky, 1. That was Chase McGee once again, and McGee nowhere to go.
Brings up 3rd. Oh, they lost a yard, it appears. Brings up 3rd and 12.
Loss of a yard, Mike. They're running into nothing.
So off the opening drive, the offense looking very good, and the defense really holding their own here at their first kick at it. 3rd and very long for the Thunderbirds. The Cougars wanting to keep them at bay here. 9 minutes to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 for the Cougars. Now back again for the running play and absolutely getting stuffed in the backfield. McGee having a rough first quarter so far. He gets dropped for a big loss. I believe 6 is one he loses here. So how about that defense?
Very good. Big number 99, Austin Miller, in on that one.
Well, he should actually, yeah.
Big loss.
Miller, defensive lineman, 6'2", 206. He is certainly a valuable guy to have on the defensive side of things for the Cougars.
Especially up on that line right now. They don't have a lot of big guys, but definitely some talent.
So 4th down and 18 to go. The ball backed up all the way to the 43-yard line for the Thunderbirds as they will kick it away. And you'd think that some great field position coming up here for the Cougars. Low snap dug out of the ground, and the kick does get away. And it is fielded cleanly around the 40-yard line. Some room to move. Finally brought down, but taken by Nolan Hacker as he had a little bit of daylight. And he had a fairly good return there.
Mike, you'd think it's a bad start for the Forest City Thunderbirds on that drive there. A costly penalty to start it and got nothing.
Now still lots of football to play, but a lot of positive signs here for the Cougars. They take over at their own 47-yard line, so good spot to take over. Certainly after they moved the ball quite well in their first go at it.
Yep. Similar position to the first drive, Mike.
Once again, the Cougars have it on offense. They keep it on the ground. Looks like they get it up to the 50-yard line. And looks like a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7 coming up for Chatham-Kent. Right at the Chatham-Kent 50.
I think if you're Chatham-Kent, Mike, I think you don't run the ball up the middle.
Keep it to the sides off the left-hand side, or
big nose tackle on the D-line for Forest City, number 96, Dion George. Comes in at 5'10", 355 pounds.
Passing game looking pretty good off the opening drive, too. Back to pass once again. Lots of big pressure and just out of the reach. That probably wasn't planned at all, but just out of the reach of Mohamed Aybari, number 81. I don't think that throw was drawn up that way, but just kind of out of duress. It almost worked.
Almost looked like he was hearing footsteps on that one, Mike.
I think those footsteps were rather loud. A lot of pressure from the defense there from Forest City. Pass falls incomplete. 3rd and 7. Ball rest at the 51 of Chatham-Kent. 7-0 Cougars on top as the clock ticks away, under 7 to go in this opening quarter.
I like the mic.
Back to pass once again, and some good speed along the far side. It is a complete pass towards the end zone. He has got the distance. He goes to the big house. It is a touchdown. Great catch by number 5, Jake Anderson. He separated himself from the defense. There's Anderson's speed paying off big time, and the Cougars looking very good.
Very good so far. Kelton Evans with a great pass out in front of the wide receiver, Jake Anderson. The rest is history once you catch it.
And that's a matter of the quarterback trusting the speed of his receiver to catch up to that football. Not only that, but to take it right to the big house for 7.
Exactly, Mike.
Or at least 6, going for 7 here with the extra point attempt. How about this start for the Cougars? Offense, defense looking very sound, at least for the first few minutes. 6.5 to go in this first quarter. Kick is up for the extra point. And it is through. 14-0. The Cougars on this very hot Sunday afternoon looking very, very good.
Great opening start for the Cougars, though, Mike, at home.
Good crowd here today. Earlier on, you had the Pee Wee division for the Cougars. They had their opening go at it. They had a tough game, taking a loss earlier on this afternoon. Bantams look to have a little bit better luck here in this second game of 2 at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex, starting off the 2012 season. Mike Renier, Ryan Paxton in the booth here with TV coach Jeff Brooks on the camera. I believe he's also editor. He basically runs this show. We're just monkeys that show up. Jeff does everything else. Big props to him. Cougars kicking off here. Second time on offense for the Thunderbirds, as they didn't do very much at all in the opening. More authoritative kickoff this time from the Cougars. Bit of a dropped ball by Forest City, but a nice recovery and some room to move for the receiver who brought it down, Jack Keys. Wide receiver, 6 foot 145, and off that opening fumble, that didn't faze him at all. He still was very focused.
99, Austin Miller, Mike, had a good chance to get him and just missed the tackle.
So that return comes all the way up to around the 43-yard line for the Thunderbirds, as they have some decent field position. Now they just got to get their offense in tune and on the same page here, as it was a 4-and-out first time around. Give a lot of credit to the Cougars defense. They were quite smothering. Quarterback back to pass. He's got some pressure behind him. Pass, though, is complete, and a big tackle off of the reception.
Mike, I think Forest City Thunderbirds quarterback number 4, Ethan Wilson, I think that's his only option to throw this afternoon, is to get out and get out of his line. He's not that big, 5'3", 90 pounds. So he's going to have to use his speed and get out.
So get out of the pocket, kind of scramble, and maybe those short passes will work out, just like that one. 6-yard pickup, 2nd and 4. The ball rests at the 48-yard line of Forest City. And this time elects to hand it off along that far side, and first yard yardage. Straight gets it up to midfield. That'll be a 1st and 10 here for Forest City. I believe their first down of this entire football game, as it takes them about 10 minutes to do that.
1st and 10, Forest City from the Chatham-Kent 54.
So just past midfield. The inaugural first down for Forest City this season. They trail 14-0. First couple of offensive possessions for the Cougars. Absolute dynamite. Defense wants to come up here. Ball from the 54. Another shovel pass and some room to move here for Forest City along the near side all the way up to the 45 and pass for a first down. A nice run there for Forest City, and there's Chase McGee's real first go at it. He had a frustrating opening drive.
Yeah, a lot better run, Mike, coming out to the left side there. Getting past the corner and getting some room to run.
Seemed like he had the defense fooled a little bit, but McGee had a lot of room to move along the near side. And another first down as marching down the field with the football is Forest City. This could be a very offensive football game here, as we're just still young into this football match. Under 4 to play, clock ticks away, back to pass it, scrambling off to his far side, and it falls incomplete as Ethan Wilson had some footsteps behind him, and it looked like he was quite rushed with that one.
Once again, Mike, big 99, Austin Miller coming after him.
Could be a big day, as you mentioned earlier, Ryan, for Austin Miller. If he can still get some good looks at the quarterback, Ethan Wilson put a lot of pressure on him, and hopefully forcing him to make throws like that off balance, off target. 3.5 to go in this opening quarter. 14-0. Chatham-Kent Cougars over the Forest City Thunderbirds in the season opener of the 2012 campaign of the Ontario Football Conference champions. A year ago, the Chatham-Kent Cougars were in the Bantam division, and they're looking good so far. Very high shovel pass along that far side, and a nice tackle just past the 45-yard line. And Chase McGee once again getting the carry on that one. If it wasn't for that one tackle, about 5 yards in, or actually about 3 yards in, he might have had quite the real estate to work with.
Sets up a big play here for the Cougars now, Mike. 3rd and long. Shut him down and get the ball back.
3rd down to go. 3rd and 8. And a big stand here for the Cougar defense if they're up to the challenge here. Do they do the shovel pass? Do they keep it on the ground, or they?
I think you got to go in the air, Mike.
See what Ethan Wilson does. He fakes the shovel. Now he is going to get taken down by the Cougars defense. Takes about 4 of them, but finally the Cougars will get him down past the 50-yard line, and another quarterback sack. I believe the second, maybe the 3rd, but at least the 2nd sack for the Cougar defense in this game, and that was a big, big stand right there.
Yes, it was, Mike. Number 90, Brady Patica,
He's at 4th and 18.
coming through the line, looked untouched.
Nice job by Pataki bringing him down. 2:10 to go in this opening quarter. 4th and 18, so another punt away for the Thunderbirds.
It looks like on his shoulder. That's the only thing I can see. I can see much there. So one thing there.
Good snap. Punt gets up in the air, kind of a line drive kick, and now it bounces past the intended receiver, and now awfully close to the goal line. Is it going to be a safety? Not quite. Didn't quite reach the goal line, but Jake Anderson, one of the big receivers for the Chatham-Kent Cougars, couldn't get the handle off the kickoff, and he had to go back and
start first into their own 2, it appears.
Recover that one all the way back to the 2-yard line. So that was quite close for the Cougars, and now they have a lot of real estate to make up.
Couldn't get past the corner there, Mike. The protection lost a lot.
Their own 2-yard line. They're up 14-0. But they've got to be smart with this drive. Dig themselves out of this hole, or else the Thunderbirds will have great field position going back the other way as the Cougars keep it on the ground. Not much in the pickup there for the Cougars.
Tanner Schuin,
Schuin had it.
gain of 1, brings up 2nd and 9.
And he could only get about a yard there. Tanner Schuin brings it to the 3-yard line. 2nd down and 9 to go. To 14-0 game.
Don't like having that post right in the way.
I know.
Once again, some big pressure and almost intercepted as that pass kind of falls in the middle of about 3 or 4 different people, including a couple of Thunderbirds. So an incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down and 9, still from the Cougars' 3-yard line.
Need a big play here, Mike. Big stop here could turn the game around.
Not a bad situation here if you're the Thunderbirds for sure. Down by a couple of touchdowns, yes, but on the verge of pinning your opponent deep in their zone. Could be the final play of the opening quarter. Back to pass and going up in the air. That was close to maybe some kind of interference, but it drops down incomplete. Ross Krieger was the intended receiver, and that one falls. Kelton Evans unable to do any kind of magic there. And that possession for the Cougars.
I was looking for the flag, Mike. Never came out. Now the Cougars are punting.
There was a bit of contact there, but referees didn't call it, and it will be a punt from very deep into the end zone here for the Cougars.
Mark Shelley and Jack Keys back to receive the punt.
2 Thunderbirds back to take care of this punt. They're both lined up around the 45-yard line.
Concedes the safety. Under Canadian football rules, Forest City can take Chatham kickoff from their own 35, or Forest City can take the ball 1st down and 10 at their 35.
Just D then?
D.
Safety? S?
Safety, S safety, 2 and 2.
Who do we give that to?
Nobody.
Defense?
So the Cougars with a safety here, Mike. Is that the wise thing to do there?
Well, quite possibly. You still have a 12-point lead. The Cougars conceding the safety right there. You have the 12-point lead. And there's no guarantee with that kick deep in your own end zone that ball could have got further than where it is right now. So right here, what you're doing, if you're the Cougars, you're really trusting your defense to kind of pick up the pieces a little bit. Have a big stand here.
Just like the Cougars opening kickoff, Mike, trusting their D.
Mm-hmm.
Number 94 for the Cougars, Eric Dubé Shaw, get a kickoff again.
Hopefully he's able to get some good air on this kick here and get it fairly deep into the Thunderbird zone.
It's a good kick.
Very good kick. It falls around the 35-yard line, picked up by the Thunderbirds, and now wrapped up. Nice tackle there at the 35-yard line. So that is where the Thunderbirds will take over the football to begin the second quarter. So the Cougars, overall, the first 50 minutes were a positive one, jumping out to a 14-0 lead. That last-second safety makes it 14-2. If you're the Cougars, the ball position for Forest City is not too bad.
Mike, if you're the Cougars, you got to like the coverage on that kick.
So team swapping sides here. 35-yard line is where London will take over. Chatham-Kent has to continue their tenacity on the defensive side, make a stand here, hopefully get the ball back without any more points against them.
Number 4, Ethan Wilson, back under the center for the snap.
1st and 10, Thunderbirds underway in this second quarter. And he has the handoff off to his left. Not much there. Good job by the Cougar defense to stay right with him on that running play.
Another tackle for a loss for the Cougars.
2nd and 13 and 32.
2nd down, 13 to go. That's exactly what you wanted this drive here for the Cougars on defense.
Big first stop on the first play.
Not allowing Thunderbirds any kind of success, get that ball right back, and hopefully more points on the board for Chatham-Kent. Second down, another running play. They elect to keep it on the ground, and again, not much to work with for Forest City. Third down coming up here. Looks like it's going to be no gain at all.
He's 3rd and 12 from the 30.
Maybe they got one single yard, but still, third and very long, 12 yards to go. Around the 33-yard line.
Bring the cooler over some fridge there.
Yeah, the inside in the middle there. There has to be. Got it right on.
Big play here, 3rd and 12 for Forest City, trying to find some room. The quarterback is wrapped up and brought down. A huge loss, another quarterback sack, and not getting much anything to work with here this afternoon so far. Ethan Wilson dropped down for big yardage loss again.
There he is again, Mike, number 99 for the Cougars, Austin Miller, and on the sack. Having a big first half for him.
An 11-yard loss on that quarterback sack, and that's going to bring the ball all the way back to the 21-yard line for Forest City as they will punt this one away. So you figure another very good field position for the Cougars. Jake Anderson, one of the punt returners, back inside midfield, and now it is caught by the Cougars. Nice return. It's still on his feet. Now it takes about 3 Forest City players around the 30-yard line. Great job by Nolan Hacker.
Nolan Hacker returned the punt about 12 yards, brings up first
and around the 30-yard line. So
32.
Great play there for the Cougars, and that sets up a nice little offensive chance to get some more points on the board, already up by 12.
Took the words out of my mouth, Mike. Great run back. A lot of
Well, there's a flag on the play.
Thunderbirds in the area. He kept bouncing off him and kept driving.
There's no flag.
A flag errantly thrown onto the field, picked up. No infraction on that play. 1st and 10 for the Cougars, 32-yard line of Forest City.
I said 32 the first time.
Thank you.
Now they moved it up actually to the 30-yard line, right?
Yep. Number 12, Nolan Ball, under center now.
And shovel pass, trying to move the corner and doing so successfully. Nice play there from Jake Anderson as he took that pass from Kelton Evans. Not really a pass, but just a dump off there. Keeping it on the ground and getting some positive yardage there for the Cougars.
You got to measure for the first down. Jake picks up about 10 yards.
Close to a first down, so
Very good run for Jake Anderson.
it'll be either second and very short or a first down as they will decide here, bringing out the chains, I do believe.
Mike, if you're the Cougar coaching staff, you got to be pleased with the first half so far. The defense has been outstanding.
You've pretty much come with a flawless game, as close as you can anyway. I mean, you've got some talent on this Forest City team too, so you got to give them a little credit for the things that they've done right, but it's been few and far between. But offense and defense really have come together in this first almost 20 minutes here for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. Still lots of football left to play, still early on in the second quarter. Lots can still go the other way.
Less than a yard for Chatham-Kent.
But if they can keep this going for the full 60 minutes, it's going to be a very, very good game here for the Cougars. And they just come up short on that last run, about 9.5-yard run by Jake Anderson. So second and less than 1 to go. 21-yard line for Forest City. Cougars have the ball. And do you just run it up the middle and try to get that half a yard?
I think you have to, Mike. Reset and get another first down and 10.
Taking the snap, running it right up the middle. I'm not sure if actually he got that or not.
Might be a loss here, Mike.
Nolan Ball actually under center this time around, and it is a loss.
He's up third down and hole one for the 21.
About a half a yard loss, so now it's going to be a full yard to go. Third down. Ball remains at around the 21-yard line for Forest City.
Like I said earlier, Mike, I think the Cougars can't run up the middle, and that's a good example why.
Well, see if they are rethinking their philosophy here. Third down, a full yard to go, 21-yard line. Now another shovel pass, and now a little razzle-dazzle, and that pass just falls past the fingertips of Nolan Ball as Anderson got the initial handoff, and Anderson threw it himself. Ball just couldn't catch up to it as the pass was just that far away from him. So fourth down and a yard to go. Do you go for it? Looks like they might.
Well, you were successful the first time in the first quarter. Why not?
And that's with 4 yards to go the first time. They went fourth down, 4 yards to go, and they were successful on that play. So let's see what they can do. 4th and 1 with 10.5 to go. Another shovel pass off from the far side, turning the corner, getting that yardage and more, going towards the end zone. Can he get the major score? Loses the football. And do they lose possession? Right at that last second, it popped out of his hand.
Touchdown.
And it is a touchdown for the Cougars as everything kind of worked out there. Jake Anderson once again getting away from the defensive scrum of Forest City, turning the corner, heading towards pay dirt. And after a little bit of anxious moments there, after it popped out of his hands, he does get the major score, recovering it in the end zone. So really everything going the right way for the Chatham-Kent Cougars in this opening half of football.
There's a good team effort right there for you, Mike. Recovers the fumble in the end zone.
Quinn Howlett. Quinn Howlett recovered the ball in the end zone with a touchdown.
Howlett credited with the touchdown as he's the one that pounced on it in the end zone. Trying to make it 21-2. Kick is up. Kick is through.
And the kick is good.
And a 19-point lead now for the Chatham-Kent Cougars, make it 21-2. And we have played less than a quarter and a half of football here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. And it doesn't look like the Cougars are going to slow down.
Oh, they shouldn't, Mike. Killer instinct, right? Put the foot on the pedal and go.
And I don't care what level of sport you're talking about, what sport you're talking about. We've seen this time and time again where you get out to a big lead, you stop playing, and it turns out you turn around and you lost the football game, so, or whatever game you're playing. So you're absolutely right. You got to keep playing for the full 60 minutes, and a lot of football left to play. But you got to be impressed with the first 20 minutes of football here for the Cougars, Bantam champions from a year ago, and you better believe they have the eyes on that same prize for 2012.
It's always tough when you're champs, Mike. You come back and you get the target on your back, right, the next year?
Everybody wants you, right? 10:28 to go in the second quarter. Kickoff for the Cougars. Another good kick in the air. Brought down around the 20-yard line. And the Thunderbirds will bring it as far as the 35 and finally brought down. Shelley had the return for the Thunderbirds. So now back on defense for the Cougars. And they have had some pretty good success. Not only with the ball, but defending it too.
Mike again, number 94, Eric Dubé-Shaw with another great kick.
On the end.
Special teams, offense, and defense, all engines running pretty good here. Mike Renier and Ryan Paxton up here in the broadcast booth. TV coach, Chatham-Kent Cougars football back for another season. Really glad you had some time to join us here today. Beautiful afternoon at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex right behind CKSS. Clock back up and running, under 10 to go in this first half. See if the defense can have the same kind of tenacity this time around. Back to pass it, now looking to run it himself. He's going to pass it, and it is a complete pass past the 50-yard line for the Thunderbirds. And finally finding some room to move, quarterback for the Thunderbirds. Ben Schmidt that time around at quarterback for Forest City, so a bit of a change there.
Nolan Hacker there, number 44 for the Cougars, with a nice tackle after the catch.
First and 10 now for Forest City. Down by 19. Flirting with midfield. And a shovel pass up the middle. And not much room to work with that way at all. That's Chase McGee once again, and he is stuffed right at 50-yard line. Looks like he might have gained a yard. So 2nd and 9. Cougars defense seeing that one the entire way.
I agree, Mike. The Cougars defense looks very athletic here, first half.
Hopefully they can keep hydrated and keep cool enough that they can keep playing with the same intensity the entire football game. Second down and 9 for Forest City. And once again, they elect to keep the ball on the ground. And once again, seeing that one the whole way and stopping them. Shelley could only get about 1, well, maybe 2-yard lines on the ground. Another good job by the Cougars defense to stop them. And this will bring up 3rd down, around 7 to go.
He's a little raw, right?
So you probably think a passing play. Sorry, Ryan.
Sorry. I think if you're a Forest City fan here, you got to wonder the coaching calls on these plays. Back-to-back plays up the middle for nothing.
I don't know if you keep it on the ground here. I don't think you can. I think you got to try it on the air this time. If you are the London squad, 3rd and 7 to go. Ball just short of midfield for the Thunderbirds. And now this could be a turnover as the ball comes loose on the ground. And did the Cougars recover? I think they did.
Cougars got it.
So 1st and 10 from their own 47 from the Forest City.
Incredible defense once again. A little bit of sloppy ball handling by the Thunderbirds, helping out the Cougars that time. And they will take over in Forest City territory. So things just continue to go the way of the Cougars in this season opener. 21-2, they have the lead. And fantastic field position right here as they have another go at it on offense. So you pretty much have everything. You got some miscues here for Forest City. You've got things working pretty good on all facets here for Chatham-Kent. It's a recipe for a very good first half.
Well, halftime is 15. Halftime's always been 3 quarters.
Way back to pass this time around, and it's a completed pass. Nice job by Chatham-Kent. Lots of room to move, and a big pickup here. Still on his feet. Flag is down, but great job by the Cougars. Jermaine Caldwell, as he gets all the way around the 30-yard line or thereabouts by Forest City. We'll see what the penalty marker is here, as it was thrown down around midway through Caldwell's run.
That's a great run, Mike, but costly penalty could bring it back.
Looks like it is going to be against Chatham-Kent.
Holding against Chatham-Kent. Bring up 1st and 20.
That is a big penalty. Big penalty.
Well, you had a first down deep in Forest City territory. Now you're back at midfield with a 1st and 20.
54-yard line. It's actually technically backed up a little bit into Chatham-Kent territory, so that's a huge penalty against the Cougars. So they'll have to try that magic once again. Holding penalty. Dropping back to pass up the middle. A nice reception up the middle. The Cougars will get that back and more. Heading towards Pater. Now 2 Thunderbirds bringing down number 20, Liberty Roundtree. Tight end. Roundtree picks that one up right up the middle, and he had some pretty good speed there too.
First down about.
Mike, that play looked like a missed communication by the Forest City defense.
The 1st and goal.
As Liberty Roundtree all the way up the middle untouched.
8-yard line is where that play comes to an end. So 1st and goal for the Cougars, already up by 19. See if they can punch it in for another major score. And again, they keep it on the ground towards the end zone, and it is a touchdown. Cougars offense continues to pile it up here in this season opener. 27-2 now, pending the extra point. A great job
Number
Looks
4
like
again.
Krieger.
Jermaine Caldwell makes up for his great run that got called back with a touchdown.
Very, very good stuff here for the Cougars. 5:31 to go in this second quarter. A little bit of a high snap. Kick is up, and it is through. 28-2. A 26-point lead now for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. Still 5.5 to go in this second quarter.
Starter into the.
As it doesn't look like this offense can do any wrong here in this first half, and hopefully that carries over into the second half too, Paxton.
Hopefully.
The 50-50 tickets are being sold for the...
Ryan Paxton to my left. Mike Renier here. Jeff Brooks on camera.
I saw him down there.
Mike, looking at Forest City's bench, there are a lot of kids.
I never had that.
A deep squad, a big squad too. They've got some big guys down there.
There are.
But as you mentioned off the top of the broadcast, it looks like the Cougars are easily evading the size thought here. And as you mentioned, they've got the speed to get around these guys.
You're right. You're staying away from the middle. The two big guys, Sage Doxeter and Dion George up the middle, and you're just running around them.
28-2. Cougars on top. They kick the ball away. The ball is up, and it bounces now through the intended returner. He does eventually pick it up. Now he's running around the Chatham-Kent defense. He'll get close to midfield on this one. Finally brought down around the 51-yard line. That's a good job there by Mark Shelley. Looked like he could have been in trouble deep in his own zone, but Shelley recovers nicely. Good contingent of fans down from the London area to cheer on their Forest City Thunderbirds. Good crowd here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Season opener here for the Cougars and the Thunderbirds. The Ontario Football Conference. Really glad you're here enjoying it today with TV Coach Co. 5 minutes to go in the opening half. Thunderbirds on offense. They hand it off, keep it on the ground, up the middle, and one tackle missed, 2 tackles missed, and now finally getting up to around the 54, close to the 55-yard line. That's a run by Nick Morello.
Nick Morello brings up 2nd and 5 from midfield.
Mike, I think if you're Forest City, I think you got to put the pressure on and go for some points.
More football in the air?
I would think so. You're not getting anywhere running the ball. You've got nothing to lose, right?
It was one of the more successful runs that Forest City has had here in this opening half. A 5-yard pickup for Morello. Ball right at midfield. And Forest City down by 26, so a big hill to climb here as we approach halftime. 4 minutes exactly to go in this second quarter. Now a shovel pass once again, Morello, and this time he is going to be stuffed right back at the 50 as Morello, second carry in a row, not nearly as successful as that one prior, so he gives up the yardage that he got the play before. And 3rd down and long coming up, so Ryan, looks like you're absolutely right. What they're doing is not working. Keeping it on the ground, not working.
No, that was not a very good play.
3rd down and 10 to go, under 3.5 of this opening half.
Where are they playing?
And once again, some pressure by the Cougar defense. The quarterback keeping the football, trying to find some room to get the first down. I don't know if he did. I believe that comes up a bit short before he was run out of bounds.
I think a couple yards short. Do you go for it, Mike?
They'll bring up 4th down and about 4 for Forest City.
4th and 4. I think they probably will go for it because you're down by 26. Time running down. Just 3 minutes to go until halftime.
They started.
Might want to change things up a little bit.
3 consecutive run plays. Still can't get 10 yards, Mike.
We stopped on that after this play right from 3-1. Everybody get the signal.
Clock continues to run, 4th and 4. And they do go for it. Now a fumble off the snap. Do they recover? And they do recover. They'll get the football up to the 45-yard line.
Mark Shelley picks up 8 for a gain.
A little
That
bit
is
of
a
luck
first
on your
down,
side
so-
there, Mike.
You go for it, and sometimes it works out, and it did right there for the Forest City Thunderbirds. 1st and 10. That's exactly what you needed there. So maybe a bit of a spark here for Forest City, down by 26, 2.5 to go in this opening half.
On the whistle, right?
Unless it should be on the snake.
No, I mean,
1st and 10. Once again, the handoff up the middle, and right there are green and white jerseys as Nick Morello once again is stuffed.
Nick Morello loses a yard, brings up 2nd and 11.
Once again, Mike, I don't get it. You have number 7, Ben Schmidt, big quarterback, stands in at 6 feet. Why doesn't he throw it?
Well, maybe the coaching staff are thinking, well, maybe one of these times the defensive line will get worn down here for Chatham-Kent, but they're holding tall to the challenge right through this first half. And the Cougars will definitely take this strategy here for Forest City. 2nd and 11 right now. Once again, another shovel pass as they try to bring it out to the outside. And again, that's not going to work very well. That's going to be another loss.
And once again, Mike, number 99, Austin Miller for the Cougars, licking his chops with that one coming at him.
Morello again getting nowhere with that football. 3rd and 19, so. The offensive coaching staff probably not with a lot of confidence in their quarterback.
It could very well be.
Ethan Wilson, Ben Schmidt, both have had snaps here this opening half. And neither impressing. But then again, neither has the ground game for Forest City. A safety, the only points on the board for the London squad, 28-2. As we're approaching 1 minute to go in this opening half. 3rd and 19, and again a whole bunch of pressure. Another quarterback sack here for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. And once again, Ben Schmidt down well behind the line of scrimmage.
Number 52, Kenny Levesque, and number 99, Austin Miller, in on that sack. I think the Forest City O-line, Mike, they need to toughen up a little bit. The Chatham-Kent defensive line is just coming right through.
Back again to punt. Jermaine Caldwell.
Now, when it's 4th and 33, there's not a lot of choice that you have other than to punt the football, and that's exactly what Forest City is going to do with under a minute to go. And a line drive punt, and that one misjudged by the Cougars. They have to go all the way back to grab it. Showing a bit of fight and trying to bring it back the other way was Caldwell. But on that low line drive kick, Caldwell just kind of misjudged it a little bit. And that's going to cost them about 20 yards. But it looks like they'll still bring a sizable lead into halftime with 37 seconds to go on the clock in this second quarter.
Now, if you're Chatham-Kent, Mike, do you take a knee and go to half?
I think you do. I think you just leave it at 28-2, go to halftime. We've talked about not letting your foot off the gas pedal at all, but if you're still going to work this diligently and flawlessly in the second half,
I think you take the knee, go into half and regroup, and come back out.
The Cougars will take their second and final time out of this first half. Maybe talk about what to do here. 37 seconds, what can you do here offensively?
I think you play it smart, right, Mike? You're on your own 25, no mistakes. You don't want to give Forest City any points that they don't deserve on the board right now.
But again, the Thunderbirds not really doing a lot of things right in this opening half of football.
It only takes one mistake, Mike.
To change the course of the game. Still lots of football to go. We're not certainly counting out the London squad from this football game. Things can change in a hurry. They do keep it going. The pass juggled and dropped. Number 17, Ross Krieger, the intended receiver.
Krieger flag on the play, though.
There's a penalty flag down.
Really?
Well, if this comes back on the Cougars, you got to take a knee and get out of here, I think.
You know me better than that.
Come out with your first play, a pass that could have been picked off.
Offside against Chatham-Kent decline, brings up 2nd and 10 on the snap.
Declined penalty on the offside. 2nd down, 10 to go. 33 seconds left of this second quarter.
Got to take it down, make a difference in yards.
Let's see if they do just run the clock out or if they're still scrambling to try and get some more offense. Looks like they're going to continue to go, dropping back to pass. This one complete off to the right-hand side. Lots of room for the receiver to work with. He's still on his feet past the 40-yard line. Good job there by Nathan Krieger once again. And Krieger
picked about 15 yards, or 20 yards, sorry. 15
around the
yards, 1st and 10 from the 40.
40-yard line, close to 41, 22 seconds left to go. So looks like the Cougars are still going to work for that big play to maybe get some more points on the board, although 14 seconds left to play.
Should be the last play.
Clock continues to go. This could be the final play of the half. Nice play and a reception. Goes deep. A complete pass all the way to the 35-yard line. That's going to do it, though. Time does run out on the Cougars. They couldn't do much to stop the clock, but you know what? If you had another 30 seconds to work with, that could be another 7 points on the board for Chatham-Kent.
Mike, that's a great job by the Cougar coaching staff there. Foot on the pedal and keep going.
They just kept going, and 28-2, they take a 26-point lead at a halftime with the season opener doing very well. The Cougars Bantam squad picking up where they left off last season, a championship season for 2011, and they want to make it back-to-back this year. They're on their way. If this kind of football is going to maintain throughout the season, 26-point lead as we go to halftime with the Chatham-Kent Cougars over the Forest City Thunderbirds. It's halftime. We'll come back with second half action in a few minutes from the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Ryan Paxton to my left. My name is Mike Renier. Jeff Brooks on the camera. We'll be back with TV Cogeco. Second half underway now at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Mike Renier, Ryan Paxton here with Cougars football underway, and they have a sizable lead. The Forest City Thunderbirds get the football to start the second half at a pretty good return, almost up to the 45-yard line for the Thunderbirds to begin the third quarter. But Ryan, they've got quite the uphill battle here, down by 26.
They do, Mike, but this will be a good test. Opening drive, second half. We'll see what they can do.
642-046. Bring it to the booth, please.
Well, the 50-50 number called, and I'm not a winner.
Neither of us won. So we'll continue to do our jobs.
Okay.
For another day. Thunderbirds have the football around the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 as they take over to start this second half. In a sunny, very warm Sunday afternoon. Beautiful, perfect day for football, and a great crowd here, too, at the complex. Kind of a high pitch to the running back. He eludes one tackle, but can't get much past the 40-yard line. Chase McGee has seen a fair bit of football touches in the first half. Wasn't able to get loose very often, though. A lot of times he was wrapped right up by the defense for the Cougars. And actually, that was a 2-yard loss for McGee and the Thunderbirds. So 2nd and 12 coming up here.
To be honest, Mike, I think McGee's got more touches than yards.
Just has not been able to figure out that line for the Cougars. Football, the 39-yard line. And let's see, it was almost an early move there, and big stop there by one of the big guys on defense for the Cougars, Austin Miller. We've talked about him actually quite a few times in this football game so far, Ryan.
Yep, I've been raving about him all day, and an absolutely amazing tackle right there for the sack.
It's a 4-yard loss for the Thunderbirds, so a big play on defense there for Austin Miller, 6'2", 206 D lineman.
I think number 4 for the Thunderbirds, Ethan Wilson, is going to remember that hit and number.
He'll be dreaming about that tonight, I think.
I think
That's
so.
what he's going to be seeing in his dreams this evening as we are past 2 minutes into this third quarter, and another big hill to climb here for Forest City. 3rd and 16. The second half's opening possession. Quarterback again looking to pass, scrambling off to his left, well out of his pocket, cannot elude the defense. Once again brought down by the Cougars. Look at that, Alex Formosa bringing down the quarterback. Quarterback sack. I think we're up to about 6 quarterback sacks.
I think so. Forest City fans down in front of us at field level, they're not happy at all. No, I don't blame them.
We've heard maybe a couple of cheers out of the London fan folks that have come down on the bus from the Forest City, but their joy has been few and far between, as you mentioned, Ryan, as it's been a one-sided football game. They're forced to punt yet again, and this kick goes well over the head of Clayton Shreve. He has to go all the way back to the 35 to retrieve the football. Can he get any of that yardage back? I think he falls forward past the 40.
It was a great little move once he got the ball. Eluded 3 Forest City tacklers and got about 5-6 yards.
So he's still able to make that a positive, as the football will rest at, I believe, the 40-yard line. So that's where the Cougars will begin their offense for the second half. 12 minutes to go in the third quarter and a 26-point lead. So hopefully they weren't able to lose any kind of magic from the first half. 26-point lead. You certainly don't want to coast. You have still pretty much a whole half of football to go.
Now, what the turkey, you have to have a certain percentage of turkey?
I got turkey, yeah. They're called turkey chicken.
Cougars now on the run and not getting anywhere at all. On the touch, that was Mohamed Ibari.
I think the Cougars got away with a break there, Mike. It looked like a fumble and recovered by Forest City, but they give the ball back to the Cougars.
So instead, they'll take the 2-yard loss. They keep possession. In the shotgun formation now, Cougars trying to get that lost yardage made up for. Pass along the left-hand side. That is a complete pass, and now some room to move. This is going to be first down and a lot more for the Cougars. Still on his feet down the far sideline, still in bounds, finally knocked out deep into Forest City territory. Great job by Jake Anderson. Great hands and fantastic speed, and it was the speed that got him past almost all of the defenders deep into the Thunderbird territory.
Once again, Mike, speed kills, and Jake Anderson has been all over the place today. Great day so far.
He's been one of the offensive stars. Mike Renier, Ryan Paxton in the booth here with TV Coach. Glad you're here with Chatham-Kent Cougar football. Season opener for 2012 following their championship season, the Bantam side last year. And they're showing us why this afternoon. They are defending champs in the drive to make it back-to-back. 10.5 to go in this opening, or in this third quarter, I should say. Now a run right up the guts and some big yardage again, right up the middle, as they have some success on the ground.
Tanner Schuin, the ball.
Tanner Schuin.
Gain of about 6 or 7, I believe.
From the 14.
He's had a handful of touches, making most of them count here this afternoon. 8-yard pickup for Schuin. Second down and 2 to go.
There's some other girls on the band.
Off the quarterback snap, he's rolling off to his right, short pass and a complete pass
Completed pass.
up to past the 20-yard line.
Pass is completed to Clayton Shreve.
Clayton Shreve with the reception. However, that actually was behind the line of scrimmage. He didn't get any kind of progress with that one, dropping 3 yards on that completed pass. 3rd and 5 coming up. Ball rests on the 17-yard line.
His grip is?
Yeah.
His grip on his mom's side.
Oh, he's got hope here.
And again, they go right up the middle, handoff, and trying to find a little bit of an opening. Not sure if it's enough for the first down. Jermaine Caldwell gets the assignment up the middle.
Ball with the ball carrier brings up 4th down and less than a yard.
So this is an interesting call here, Ryan.
Looks like the field goal unit coming out.
Again, now field goal teams now appears to be coming in.
This will be the first attempt at a field goal this afternoon. 28-2. Cougars with the lead.
And like we talked about earlier, Mike, if you put the foot on the gas pedal, that was a perfect opportunity to go for a yard and add points.
Well, now they're going to take a timeout and maybe talk about it.
I don't know.
I don't know if the philosophy will change,
The second half.
but they're at least going to chat about it here. 4th and less than a yard to go. 12-yard line of Forest City in a 26-point lead. If you get the 3 points, you up that to a 31-2 lead. If you miss it, there's still a glimmer of hope here for Forest City in this football game. So
Either way, you're probably putting up points, right?
you would hope so. You would hope so if you get a good, clean kick away. I wouldn't want to say this is a pivotal kick in this football game, but still, it's still got some importance to it.
Far from a pivotal kick, but yes, importance.
Potential.
So they're going to remain with their field goal attempt here. Owen Dorsers will be the field goal kicker here for the Cougars. High snap comes down, kick is up, kick is good. Splitting the uprights. That was a beauty kick there for Dorsers.
Plenty of leg on that one, Mike.
Forest City 2.
31-2. 29-point lead now for the Cougars as they put some more points up on the board. I believe they've had, one possession where they didn't get any points? If I'm correct in this one.
I believe so, yeah. Still, it's a good possession there, all the way down the field, and 3 points on the board.
So 31-2, the Cougars have the lead. 8:48 to go in this third quarter. Cougars will kick it off. The ball gets situated right at the 45-yard line.
Yeah.
Horses, that's a trucking company or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a bunch of business out there. You're right.
And let's see, the kick is away, a line drive as it comes down around the 25-yard line, picked up by Forest City. Trying to find a bit of daylight. Number 78 wrapped up at the 30-yard line as Jack Keys able to get 10 on the return.
30.
And 30 is where the Forest City Thunderbirds will start off this drive down by 29 points. And if they're going to mount any kind of pressure here in this football game, you got to make this drive count if you're the visitors from London.
Mike, I got to keep propping number 99, Austin Miller, in on the tackle again.
He's been certainly a force on the defensive side here for the Cougars. There's been a lot of folks who've put a great effort in this football game. And a running play, this one gets past the 35-yard line, wrapped up around the 37, I do believe.
Chase McGee, the ball carrier, pick up of about 5.
McGee gets 5.
From the 37.
Chase McGee, he's had the touches, but a 5-yard run, pretty much successful in terms of what he's been able to do this afternoon. Second down now for Forest City. Electing to go to the ground for the first down, and now quarterback a little bit of indecision, and now the defense catches up to him, and that's going to be a sack on 2nd and 5, pushing the football back quite a bit.
And once again, Mike, new quarterback, number 2, Gavin Rodriguez for the Thunderbirds. No results.
So we've seen a couple of changes here on the quarterback side for the Forest City Thunderbirds. That's now the third quarterback that's taken a snap here. Ben Schmidt, Ethan Wilson, and now Gavin Rodriguez trying to find something, anything, to get this offense going. The only 2 points on a safety for the Forest City Thunderbirds here this afternoon. And now they've been backed up 3rd and 9 with 7 to go in this third quarter. Rodriguez back for the snap as he's going back to his right, looking for somebody open and finding nobody open, and looks to be well short of this first down as he's out of bounds around the 35.
Rodriguez picks up about 3.
And 4th down.
About 7.
Do you keep punting this away, or do you make a splash here on 4th down?
It's got to be soon if you do, Mike.
Matt McGee into punt.
Can't just keep turning the ball over like this after 4 plays.
Well, and punting again is where they're going to turn here as the clock continues to tick down to 6:45 to go in this third quarter. 31-2. The Cougars have the lead. The punt is up. High kick in the air, comes down around the 40-yard line, and now it's bobbled. Jermaine Caldwell having a little bit of bumbling fingers here in this football game. Actually, I think that was Clayton Shreve that time around. Clayton Shreve unable to handle that one cleanly, but Cougars still have the football, and it will be around the 36-yard line. That's where we'll take over, 1st and 10.
Mike, I don't think the Forest City Thunderbirds offense has been in past the 45 at least of the Cougars.
It's been a very one-sided football game all afternoon long. Now a shovel pass off to the right. A lot of room to move for the running back. This is going to be a big gain for the Cougars up to past midfield. That was one heck of a run, getting wide open, and some good speed there. Dylan Beaumont. Good job by Beaumont. We haven't been calling his name very often here this afternoon, but he made that run count.
Very good run there. Getting out wide and just going.
All the way up to the 51-yard line of the Thunderbirds. On 1st and 10, dropping back to pass, and now the play whistled in, flag down before anything could get started there. Looks like this is coming against Chatham-Kent.
Procedure against Chatham-Kent brings up
Referee Floyd Beadham making the call for the false start.
So that backs up the football 5 yards, the 54-yard line. That will be now in Cougar territory. Clock back in motion. And now a handoff right up the middle, maybe catching the defense off guard a little bit. And they're able to get maybe 4 yards on that play, it seems.
carried by Nathan Krieger. Pick up about 3, brings up 2nd and 12 from the 50.
2nd and 12. They're saying a 3-yard pickup. Now it looks like the Cougars may be just happy to chew up as much clock time as they can. 29-point lead. You get in the latter stages of the third quarter.
I think their clock's their friend right now.
Now back to pass once again, and off to the left-hand side. Nolan Ball under center now for the Cougars, and Ball's pass just goes a little bit wide of the intended receiver. 3rd down and 12. Kelton Evans starting the game for the Cougars. Now Nolan Ball getting some snaps here in this blowout of a football game, 31-2. See if the Cougars can somehow chew out a first down here. They keep it on the ground once again. Off to the right-hand side, a lot of room to move here. This will be short of a first down, but nonetheless a good pickup by Dylan Beaumont again as he's getting some good runs here this third quarter. It'll come up about 2 yards short maybe. On the 42-yard line. And let's see what the Cougars elect to do here. A timeout, I believe, is being called here.
Yeah, they should.
Punt team coming out, I believe, Mike, for the Cougars.
Kind of interesting. You thought maybe the Cougars would have continued to keep going with the football here, with just 2 yards to pick up here in a 29-point game, but
Especially on that drive, giving it back to Dylan Beaumont. 2 good runs.
oh, high snap, bobbles it a little bit, and the kick is up, angled off to the far side. A bouncing football finally comes down inside, well inside the 10-yard line, picked up by Forest City. A little bit of a return here.
A 10-yard return.
And a 10-yard return for the Thunderbirds. Keys on the return.
And 10 from their own 16-yard line.
But for the Cougars, not going to complain about the field position. 16-yard line deep into Thunderbird territory. .3:30 to go, third quarter. Keep it on the ground once again, and not a lot of yardage here for Forest City as they elect to keep that running game going. And in the middle of the field, that's not been a very profitable idea with the Chatham-Kent Cougars defense.
No, Mike, I just don't get it. It didn't work in the first half, and obviously not working in the second half here.
2:45 remaining in this third quarter. A lot of real estate here for the Thunderbirds to work with. At their own 17, that last run only good for 1 yard. And again, the quarterback electing to keep it on the ground. This time a little bit of room for the running back as he gets up to the 20.
3 brings up 3rd and 7 from the 20.
As Nick Morello getting another carry there. But again, just little bits and pieces, and you're down by 29 points, and you only have a little over a quarter left to work with.
It's not going to cut it, Mike, right?
Doesn't appear that it hasn't been successful in almost 3 full quarters here. Not that the Cougars are complaining about this. Third down, 7 to go. Under 2 to play in this third quarter. Now looking to find somebody open. Now the quarterback will keep the ball himself, but again, tenacious defense by the Cougars. 2 Cougar defenders bringing down the quarterback.
Bring about 4th and 1.
And Gavin Rodriguez having a rough day at the office, just like the other 2 quarterbacks have had in the first half for Forest City.
Yeah, he's been banged up early already. Oh, looks like they're going for it, Mike. 4th and 2.
4th down, 2 to go. Why not? Ball at their own 25-yard line. Forest City just trying to find anything to get going here. Maybe a first down will propel them to a little bit of success, but again, dropped almost immediately. And that's going to be a turnover on downs as the defense swarming the Thunderbirds, and they will take over deep in Forest City territory.
Sorry, Mike. Once again, number 99, Austin Miller, in on the stop.
So really, this is the chance for the Cougars rather to put the death knell into this football game if it hasn't happened already. 1 minute to go in this third quarter, 29-point game, a 31-2 lead. If they can get another major score, you might be able to call this one.
Yeah.
Not officially.
Unofficially.
You have to play the fourth quarter. However, the way this Thunderbird offense has been playing, I think it would be more than plenty to be confident for a win here this afternoon. Now the quarterback going off to his right, a complete pass. Nice job there inside the 20 on a reception from Matt McGee, or pardon me, Nethersall. I was looking at the wrong one. Kelton Evans to Nethersall, and he brings it in. 6-yard pickup there for Nethersall, and the offense for the Cougars continuing to roll.
Yeah, they got it. Dad was more excited than David.
Yeah, Mike, if you put more points up on the board here, I think it gives the Cougar coaching staff a good selection to get some other kids in there to play.
One more play here for this third quarter, rather. Final play of the third, and another completed pass. It'll be for minimal yards. Clayton Shreve brings it in. And it's actually going to back up the line of scrimmage by a couple of yards. 3rd and 6 will be, or 3rd and 7, I guess is what they're calling it here to begin the fourth quarter. But again, deep in Forest City territory. The Chatham-Kent Cougars bring a 31-2 lead into the final frame. At least we think it's a final frame, unless there's a gigantic fury of a comeback here for Forest City.
With the first 3 quarters in the books, I don't think we'll have that issue.
It is
Teams.
the final frame. There's no overtimes in this league.
Oh, really?
Oh, we just got it from Peter Cralo. There's no overtime, so
Only in playoffs.
even if there's a firestorm of a comeback here,
This will be the last quarter.
this is going to be the last quarter of football.
Number 9, Clayton Shreve, shooken up there.
Fines, we got fines. Too.
Fourth quarter is set to begin here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Mike Renier, Ryan Paxton,
5, right?
Jeff Brooks on the camera here with TV Kojako,
Good.
as the sunshine and haze has kind of been replaced by some
So that's
fairly dark-looking clouds off to the west,
bus ride. We're just
northwest.
Just let it hold off for about 15 more minutes, Mike.
Should be all right to get this one in the books. A sizable lead here for the Cougars. 3rd and 7 to begin the third quarter. Pass is complete along the near side. We'll see if it's enough to get first down yardage. Pass is complete. And
Pass complete to Jermaine. Caldwell picks up the
Caldwell does pick up the first down yardage. So good job with the yards after the catch
at the 11.
by Caldwell off that pass.
Where's he at right now with Lakeview?
So this will be 1st and 10 from the 11. So almost to pay dirt here. And they're going to elect to go right up the middle with it towards the end zone. Touchdown, Chatham-Kent Cougars on 1st and 10 from the 11, an 11-yard run for the Cougars and Jake Anderson. And the Cougars are putting this one away here in a very neat and tidy fashion. 37-2, pending the extra point early in this fourth quarter.
Owen George is in to try the extra point.
Dorsey's back for the extra point attempt and try and make this a 38-2 game. And the kick is up, and it is through. It is now a 36-point lead for the Cougars. 1 minute in to this fourth quarter.
The score is now Forest City 38. Sorry, Chatham-Kent 38, Forest City 2.
Now, if you're the Cougars, you're just trying to run that clock off as fast as you can and move on to week number 2. Certainly with these storm clouds kind of getting a little darker by the minute.
Coming in quick, Mike.
Still not looking overly threatening at this point. But still, a hot, muggy day like this Sunday is here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex.
Colin Horbeck is it now.
Things can change pretty quickly, so we hope we can get this thing wrapped up before any kind of
Mark Shelley and Jack Keys back.
thunderstorms could move in. And off the kickoff, a clean reception for the Thunderbirds, running into a brick wall close to the 40-yard line.
Forest City from their own 38.
And Keys brought down.
What's the score?
13:57 remaining, fourth quarter.
We just had an update from Hamilton, where the Chatham-Kent senior varsity Cougars are playing. Halftime score, Chatham-Kent 28, Hamilton 6.
Well, good job by the varsity squad here, too, on this opening day. Up in Hamilton. Leading that squad by a sizable 28-6 lead. Fourth quarter, so a couple of good days for a couple of good games here on this Sunday. for the varsity squad, and certainly here with the Bantam with a hefty lead on Forest City. Varsity have their first home opener June the 10th. We'll have that for you with TV Cogeco.
For those not heard, the junior varsity game scheduled next has been canceled. Is rescheduled to play Thursday night, June 28th in London.
I think they had a bunch of guys playing or something like that.
Well, Mike, I think it's going to be a long road back to London for Forest City today.
I don't know. The story is that
It's not going to be a very fun bus ride back to London area for these Thunderbirds. A very tough start to start off the 2012 campaign in the OFC. A lot of things to rework for next week. Another handoff and some room to move here for Forest City off to the near side. His running back Chase McGee, which could be his most successful run of the whole afternoon. It's going to bring up a first down. Getting closer to midfield here for the Thunderbirds, 51-yard line in their own territory. First and 10. Clock's at 12:22 to go here in this fourth quarter.
I think Chase McGee's been your only bright spot for the Forest City Thunderbirds today.
Pretty close to early movement there for Forest City. Quarterback still with the football, looking for somebody open. Finds an open receiver at the 45-yard line, and finally stumbling to the 40-yard line. Number 93, Richie Selms, able to receive that pass and find a little bit of open room to make it to the 41-yard line. So there's a pass that actually worked here this afternoon. That's not happened very much at all today, Ryan.
No, it hasn't, Mike. Number 23 for the Cougars, Ethan Bayless, with a touchdown saving tackle there. Tripped him up.
11 and a half to go. Clock ticking in this fourth quarter.
I want to see Chatham-Kent put 291 at the same time. Combined weight under 250.
Now, shovel pass once again back for McGee, and he'll get up close to the 35, and there's a flag now on the play.
A flag on the play. You gain a 5, but something happened in the file.
Face mask against Chatham-Kent.
Face mask call against Chatham-Kent. The 15-yard tack on the end of the run.
Automatic first down, Mike.
First down for Forest City.
Maybe the Cougars losing a little bit of focus here in this blowout and in this heat too.
It could be.
If I got the number, it would have been.
It's almost one of the biggest plays for Forest City right there, besides that pass.
A
couple plays ago. 15 yards, first down.
In the old.
Clock continues to run. Ball now deep 20-yard line.
In the old OB, they had penalty cards at fill out. They used to walkie-talkies tell us the penalties.
Now faking the shovel pass to his left. Now he goes right towards the sideline, and the quarterback will take it past the 15 himself.
Clearing, tackling Gavin Rodriguez. Pick out about 7 yards, brings up 2nd and 3 from the 13.
2nd and 3 coming up. Nice job by Rodriguez to find an open lane to run in. Gavin Rodriguez again under center. Taking the snap, he elects to hand it off once again for McGee right up the gut.
McGee, the ball carrier. Very close to the first down.
We'll see if he gets first down yardage or not. It was 2nd and 3. Looked to be awfully close. And
Cougars suffered a tough loss against London, 48-0 today. I should be told the score.
Bringing out the chains to measure this one.
Chain gain out there. Got it.
And it is, yep, enough for the first down on that run from Chase McGee. So this is going to bring up first down here for the Thunderbirds. And this is the most success they've had all afternoon on the offensive side of the ball.
It is, Mike. A little late. Fourth quarter, 9 minutes left.
38-2 the score. Cougars way out in front on their way to an opening day win here on home turf. And now a flag will blow this play dead before it really even begins on the handoff to McGee. So the play whistle dead. We'll see how the penalty is going to shape up here, probably against Forest City.
Procedure against Forest City.
It's going to be
first and goal.
False start procedure. So 1st and 15 now.
It's got to be frustrating for Forest City, Mike. They start making headway and then a penalty and they're pushed back again.
Rodriguez again will get it ahead to McGee. McGee will push it forward. And not a lot of gain on that play. And again, the orange flies on the field. We'll see how this one shakes down.
I think it comes back offside against Forest City.
56 losses helmet on the play. New rule instituted this year by Football Canada. If you lose your helmet and it wasn't a result of a foul, you have to leave for 3 plays.
Great rule there.
There you go. So Ricky O'Rourke loses his bucket. So he'll have to sit for 3 plays. And another do-over here, 1st and 15.
Penalty on the play.
Actually, it is another penalty against Forest City, another 5-yard penalty. So this is going to be now 1st and 20 as the Thunderbirds don't seem to want any momentum to go in their favor at all.
I think they just want to make it hard on their coaches. It's definitely doing that.
They're really making this opening game count, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
As the wind started to pick up a little bit here at the Community Athletic Complex.
Feels fantastic up here now.
It feels nice, but these darker clouds off to the west, a little concerning. Hopefully we can get this one in. And now a huge loss on the play here. Big quarterback sack, but another flag flying right when the quarterback was taken down by the Cougars.
Yeah, automatic first down.
We'll see if this is going the other.
90 for the Cougars, Brad Pataki.
We'll see if that maybe was an overzealous tackle.
Horse collar tackle called against Chatham-Kent. Penalty applied from the line of scrimmage, 15 yards, be 1st and goal from the 5.
So no penalty trouble now going the other way to the Cougars. And a horse collar being called against Pataki. So a bit of a stream of penalty flags here in this 4th quarter. And this time it helps out the Forest City Thunderbirds.
Farthest they've been in Cougar territory.
5-yard line now. Effectively a 1st and goal from the 5, and now this one was a pitch that went way out of the reach of number 32, Chase McGee. He had to go back and pounce on it. He does keep possession of the football, but at the same time he loses at least 15 yards on the play. So this is going to back it again back up to the 20. 2nd and 20 now from the 20.
Mike, this is like Groundhog Day all over again for Forest City Thunderbirds. You get an advantage, then all the way back.
1 step forward, 2 steps back, it seems, here for the Thunderbirds this afternoon. Certainly in this 4th quarter. Trying to make some headway on offense. Now handed off once again to Chase McGee. He doesn't get much at all.
Yeah, I'm good for one. I gotta fight for it.
3rd down. 20 yards to go. 7.5 to play in this 4th quarter.
The younger they are, the tougher they are. That's how it goes.
A lot of positives to take for the Chatham-Kent Cougars now as they are embarking on this 2012 season. They've got to feel good about themselves against a very sizable four-city team. So, you know, even with their size, it's been no problem this afternoon for the Cougars.
You're correct there, Mike. A lot of positives out of this game.
Quarterback keeping the football himself. A lot of green and white jerseys after him. He elects to go off to the sidelines along the far side. And he will get about 15 on that run, but still 5 yards short of pay dirt. Bring up 4th and goal from the 5. And there's probably not a lot of doubt as to what they'll do here. Probably go for it. Down by 36.
Timeout. City, their first timeout.
MIS 17. Infield camp with hot passes. You guys are on your own that weekend.
There's only 2 singles. There's a single on 10.
Back after the timeout, and now some more pressure on the quarterback by the Cougars defense, and I think the ball came loose.
Cougar ball.
And on the 4th and goal, didn't really matter. The Cougars were getting the football back regardless. And under 7 minutes to go, it's Cougar football, 1st and 10, deep in their own territory, but this one's pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point.
Yes, it is, Mike. Definitely the Cougars have put up every point on the board for this afternoon's game.
No? Oh, okay. You know, there's some responsibilities up there, too.
14-yard line for the Chatham-Kent Cougars.
Yes.
We have to give you a hard time.
Nursing a 36-point lead. I don't know if you can nurse a 36-point lead.
I don't think so.
It was 6.5 to go in this 4th quarter. And this season opener, nice run here by the Cougars. Lots of room to move for the running back. Good job by Dylan Beaumont, who's really lighting things up on the ground in this second half. He's gotten a lot of chances, a lot of touches on the ground. And Beaumont getting a fair bit of yardage here.
That's about his 3rd straight run that's he's run off for 10 or more yards.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Very quick.
So Dylan Beaumont able to keep this football going, keeping the clock moving here, under 6 to go. Now up to the 32-yard line. Another handoff, keeping it on the ground, playing it safe on the Cougars, and not nearly as big of a gain on the ground this time. Just past the 35-yard line.
Nathan Krieger on that run.
The Bantam next home game is on June the 24th when they play Twin Cities under the lights. 7:30 start.
We go June 24th when the Bantams back on this field, so another month or so before they turn home. Right behind Chatham-Kent Secondary School. Come on out and enjoy some more Cougar football right throughout the 2012 season, right here on this field. Another minimal gain on the ground, maybe a yard, up to the 36-yard line. 3rd down and about 6 to go. 5 yards to go.
We have a quadruple header that day. All-day football in Chatham-Kent. Pee Wee start off at 11.
Nice pass up the middle. That is a wide open reception, and you can pretty much put this down as a touchdown for the Cougars. A giant reception and a huge run by the Cougars. Liberty Roundtree. Nobody was around Roundtree to stop him on that one. He had a lot of distance between him and the D. And Roundtree again with a huge reception. He's made his name known this afternoon with a couple of big plays. And Roundtree puts his stamp on this game.
Mike, you finally put that one through. You had the last play of the first half. It looked like it could have been a touchdown just like that one, but come up short. Wide open.
And if this kick goes through the uprights, it will be a 45-2 game. as the Cougars will win a laugher here this afternoon, and the kick is up. Kick is good.
Kick is good. The score is Chatham-Kent
45-2, the Cougars winning big here today against the Forest City Thunderbirds. If not for that conceded safety late in the first half, this could very well be a shutout. And, you know, it's pretty much a shutout performance.
It has been. Their defense has been stellar all afternoon. I think you got to give credit, Mike, to the 4 guys up front for the Cougar defense.
Told me that. We need to make up a little checklist.
Great on the line here this afternoon. Offense has really been on the same page for the entire 4 quarters. Good special teams. When you put all that together, you're definitely in the running for a win each and every time. And this has not only been a win for the Cougars, but I'll laugh at that as the wind starts to pick up here at the athletic complex. The temperature starts to get a little cooler here in Chatham-Kent at this particular time as the clouds rolling in, the wind's picking up. And the kickoff here from the Cougars to the Thunderbirds, right through the hands of the intended receiver. He has to go all the way close to the goal line to pick it up. And now we'll start out getting some of that yardage right back. He's scampering around the defense. Pretty good recovery there by the Thunderbirds' Mark Shelley, as he'll get in the vicinity of the 26-yard line.
Forward to our first attempt at 26.
Wind's really starting to pick up here. Windows being scrambled to be shut here in the broadcast booth.
Things flying around everywhere.
Poor Jeff Brooks out there with his camera. Hopefully he's going to be okay. He's got to hold pretty tightly to the camera.
I don't think Jeff anchored the camera before the game, so
it's okay. He's on his own. We're up here in our cozy little booth. Jeff is on it. Poor Jeff. We pick on Jeff a lot. 3:30 to go in this 4th quarter, 45-2. The Cougars with a giant lead. Now the Thunderbirds just playing out the string here. Quarterback keeps the ball, and he will keep the ball until he gets forced out of bounds. Nowhere to go for Ben Schmidt as he is back under center. 3 different quarterbacks seeing snaps here for the London squad, with Ethan Wilson starting the game, Ben Schmidt and Gavin Rodriguez all getting their turn at quarterback, and neither of the 3 having any kind of success against this sweltering defense for the Cougars here this afternoon. Coming up on the 3-minute warning in this 4th quarter.
Well, can you make the video,
Quarterback again keeping the football, trying to pick up the first down yardage.
We're now at the 3-minute warning.
And he does not get there. 2nd and 5. 2:42 to go in this 4th quarter. That will mark the 3-minute warning. And a 43-point game for the Cougars. Really looking poised and tenacious here to defend this championship from a year ago. If this game is any indication, they've got a lot of things working for them, and if they can keep this throughout the season, it's going to be another very, very good campaign for 2012 for these Bantams.
I think some of the teams in the South are better.
And
It's a pretty good program.
it's a good message sent, Mike, for the Cougars to the rest of the league. Defending champs come out with a very impressive and big win opening day.
very close to shutout territory as the final 2 minutes will play here in this 4th quarter. So again, Tri-Cities, the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex on the 24th of June. That's the next home game for this Bantam squad for the Cougars. If you want to come out, cheer them on, an evening game at the Community Athletic Complex on the 24th of June. So come on out and cheer on the Cougars. You're going to be cheering on a pretty talented squad right throughout the campaign. 3-yard pickup that time around for the Thunderbirds, as they're, again, just poised to knock the time off the clock and get out of here, get back on the bus back to London. After a very frustrating game here on the road.
Can only go up from here for Forest City, Mike.
Well, you'd hope for their sake anyway. You hope that it doesn't get any worse than this.
Yes.
A lot of kinks to work out here as you move forward for the football season. 7 games to go. 1:15 to go in this fourth quarter. Ball staying on the ground. Running back once again will get it. Getting close to the 45-yard line. Nick Morello with another touch. And that's going to be turnover on downs. That was a 4th down run. Didn't quite get to where he wanted to be.
First and 10 from the Forest City 44.
Oh, nothing working for Forest City, Mike, today. 4th down try.
One of those poor days at the office for Forest City. So back to London they'll go, and the Cougars will go on a bit of a road trip, hopefully bringing this success with them.
They'll be on and off days like that.
Chatham-Kent takes the knee. It'll be 2nd and 12 from the 46.
So here's where your Cougars are just going to play out the stretch here. Take the knee, let the clock wind down. Start your season at 1-0.
It's a good start, Mike.
Great start. And defending their championship season from 2011, it looks like they're certainly poised to make a big run at it again this year. And through the playoffs, I mean, they were the underdogs for a good 2 or 3 games through the postseason last year, so they weren't expected to be where they ended up for the 2011 campaign. So they were underdogs of sorts for quite some time heading through the postseason. But when you reach the top of the mountain, when you get number 1, when you get the championship, you're no longer going to be considered the underdog, no matter what situation you're in. You've been there before, and you've conquered it all last year. So,
like we said earlier, right, Mike? You go from underdog to the target now.
And the whole OFC will certainly be taking notice of the Chatham-Kent Cougars right throughout this year, and this game will further that for sure.
This will be the final play of the game.
And 4th down will be the final play here. 20.9 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. 45-2.
Mike, I'd like to thank you for letting me come in and call the game with you.
All right. It's
been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure to be with you. I've known you for many, many years now, and you're one of the biggest sports fans I know. Hockey, football, baseball, you name it. So it's great that you could join me here this afternoon. We thank you for being up here.
I appreciate it.
The game is now a final. It's been over for quite some time now.
Mr. Fenema, we need you in the booth, please. Mr. Fenema in the booth.
The Cougars start off their defending championship season with a big win over the boys from London. The Forest City Thunderbirds came to town, and it will be a very quiet and lonely drive back, it looks like, on the bus. The Thunderbirds losing to the Chatham-Kent Cougars 45-2. Whether you're talking about offense, defense, special teams, that team basically covered it all after 4 quarters. They played a solid game.
That they did, Mike.
So for Ryan Paxton, Jeff Brooks, and everybody else putting this production together, we thank you for watching here today from the athletic complex behind Chatham-Kent Secondary School. A big win. The season opener goes to the Chatham-Kent Cougars. It's a 45-2 final against the Thunderbirds. My name is Mike Renier. Have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks for tuning in with TV Cogeco.